slight deviation there. And I'm going to ask, do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes, I do.
And if you would state your name and address for the record and pull that microphone close so everybody can hear you well, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm Thomas Morehead, 10075 Adams Willett Road, Nanjemoy, Maryland.
How long have you lived there, Mr. Morehead?
Approximately 22 years.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm retired.
And what did you do before you were retired?
I did a variety of things, mostly technical specifications for contractors to bid upon for the federal government.
Contracting officer, is that a good explanation of the position?
No, I was the contracting officer's technical representative.
I see. Mr. Morehead, did there come a time when you became aware of this project known as Washington's Discovery?
Yes.
When was that?
It's been approximately 2 to 2.5 years. I was on the edge of my property, noticed some flags on the adjacent property, and knowing there was a 200-year-old graveyard in that area, I went up to survey the area, and I saw perk sites within 75 feet of this 200-year-old graveyard, which brought considerable concern to me. And I came down here to the planning department and discussed that with them, and they were aware of the fact that that graveyard was present. My concern was that the perks marked on the sticks driven in the ground were that close to that graveyard.
With whom did you speak?
And I'm not sure if this is the correct name, but it may have been Beth Groff, and I can't be 100% sure, but that's a couple of years ago.
Okay. Did you discuss anything having to do with the adequacy of the roads with the individuals that in county government?
Not at that time. I did later on.
And okay, so when was that?
In the latter part of 2015, I came down to the planning department, spoke with Heather Kelly, and she brought an individual in to talk to me about to the road, and my discussion with him abruptly ended once I told him what I wanted. He just walked out of the room, and Mrs. Kelly went and got Jason Groff, who is the Chief Resource and Infrastructure Management for Planning, and I discussed the road, the narrowness of the road with him, but he understandably refused to answer any of my questions because it was such short notice, and I understand that. But he did agree that if I wanted to talk to him, that I could come back at a later point and do such, which I did.
Okay. Let me stop you there for a minute. Did you make a memorandum of your meetings with Jason Groth in contemporaneous to your meetings approximately November of 2016?
Only what I wrote down for myself.
Okay. Well, you sent this document that we have submitted as Exhibit Number 2 to Linda Redding, is that right?
That's correct.
And is that your memorandum of regarding one or more of these meetings?
Yeah, that's my synopsis of what Jason Groth and I and his staff discussed.
Okay, so in particular and based on this Exhibit Number 2, what were your concerns at that time that you discussed with Mr. Groth?
I was concerned about the narrowness of the road being, worst case, 16 feet. And I was concerned after reviewing the road ordinances for Charles County that a major subdivision, which is more than 7 homes, is not allowed on a road of that narrow width. And during our discussion, he said to me that it was allowed under Section 75, Road C, Item C, which talks about the feasibility of widening the road. It doesn't talk about an alternative to that, it just talks about the feasibility of widening the road.
And what were your concerns about the term feasible in relation to this widening or not widening of the right-of-way?
Well, as I interpret the ordinance, it does not discuss any other alternative other than widening a road that does not meet the standard. Also, I took with me a variety of photographs of Adams Willett Road showing the severity of the flooding that constantly that's in the road during storms or snow melting and that sort of thing. I brought those pictures down for him to look at so he would have a better understanding of some of the problems of Adams Willett Road. And during our discussion, he didn't want the photographs. He implied to me that it was not his responsibility to figure out how to fix the flooding. It was the contractor's responsibility to take care of that. Now, being a tech writer for the federal government, where I've written many specs for contractors to bid on, I always submitted the technical spec to the contracting officer and expected the contractor to bid on what I submitted. I felt that my personal opinion was that this was not appropriate for allowing the contractor to figure out what the county needs, especially since the county has road engineers on staff.
And did you express those concerns to Mr. Groff?
Yes, I did. I offered to leave the photographs with him, but he didn't want them.
Now, I'm going to refer you to what we have submitted as Exhibit 1. Are you familiar with that document?
Yes, it's the area map of that area, road map.
Okay. And you see that it has been retrieved from the Planning and Growth Management documents, is that right?
That's correct.
And is it a fair and accurate representation as far as it goes for the area including Adams Willett Road and Hancock Run Road and Route 6 and Liverpool Point Road?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, there's some notations made on the map on Exhibit 1 having to do with road widths on Hancock Run Road. Do you see those notations?
Yes.
You're not responsible for those, are you?
No, I am not.
Okay. We also placed into evidence as part of Exhibit 2 your letter to the Planning Commission asking to be a person of record in the case. Is that right?
That's correct.
And that is included in Exhibit 2.
Yes.
You have heard the testimony about what the plans are of the county and the requirements that they intend to place if this subdivision is approved on the developer for ameliorating problems with drainage of the roads. Do you have further concerns on that issue?
Well, my understanding at this point, and I have not seen or know of, not saying that that's not the case, engineering drawings that show adequate detail to assure the county that what they plan to do will take care of the flooding. Having said that, that does not eliminate the fact that the road, in worst case, is 16 feet wide.
Does your property front on Hancock Run?
No, it does not.
Does your property front on any of the drainage areas that are between the subject property and downstream to Hancock Run?
Yes, it does.
And are you aware of the plans for this subdivision regarding the taking of trees off of the property itself?
Yes, I am.
Do you have any concerns regarding?
My understanding is that approximately 22 homes are going to be clear cut. All the forestation in that area will be completely removed. That opens the area up to flooding, in my estimation. That's my concern. I'm not too much concerned with the remaining property, other than I am concerned. It may not be important, but I am concerned about the possible damage to the 200-year-old graveyard.
You concerned about damage to your own property in relation to the flooding?
Well, clear cutting of trees does open the land up to flooding if it's not done properly, and even in some cases when it's done properly. On some engineering projects that I have done, I have seen some flooding. And I'm concerned that some of my property, as it borders his, is downhill. So his property is above mine, so that incurs water running in that particular direction into the stream that flows into Nanjamoy Creek eventually.
Did you attend the Planning Commission meetings regarding this subject?
August 22 of last year.
And had you been allowed to testify in front of the Planning Commission, would you have done so?
Yes, but I did. I read my letter that I submitted at that particular time.
Thank you. I don't have anything else for Mr. Morehead.